Introducing the Taylormade Sim. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your very first time watching my content, first of all, I'd like to warmly welcome you to the channel. Second of all, please make sure you don't forget to consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave. That way, you won't miss any of the great golf-related content that I bring to you guys every single day. Today's video is all about the 2020 offering from Taylormade in the driver category, the Taylormade Sim. And first of all, I best we get to start with the name, Sim, Speed in Motion. Now when I went down to Taylormade to have a briefing about these new clubs and what they do and what they're supposed to do, they asked me what I thought of the name, and they said be honest. I don't know if I was too honest. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the name, but then I suppose that doesn't really matter. That is subjective to how you view it and how you see Sims, the computer game. I'm only joking. One thing that I do love is the colour scheme. We've gone back to this white colour scheme. We've still got the carbon on top, but it's a different coloured carbon. It's like a silvery carbon, and I think it looks really, really good with the blue accents as well. It really pops and really looks pretty good. The big elephant in the room we'll come to in a minute, but first of all, let's hit some shots because I've been really looking forward to this. Got to say, the first hit pretty good. And the big elephant in the room is the inertia generator at the back. You can see how it, well, it really kind of, well, it sticks out. But there's good reason for this. So you see, the whole idea behind this inertia generator at the back of the club is, you might look at it and you might say, well, it's not straight, they've done it wrong, it's angled to one side. This is asymmetrically designed and it's at a 20-degree angle to help you basically create more club head speed due to reduced drag in the downswing. The weight's proportioned extremely low and extremely far back for more forgiveness. And another thing you'll notice in comparison to the M5, left. Another thing you'll notice in comparison to the M5 is we only have one moving weight now. We've done away with the two moving weights. We've done away with the weight where you can control CG. You could have just spin rate. Now we have the fade draw bias weight here at the front. And there you have the biggest difference between this and its brother or sister or cousin, or whatever you want to call it, the Taylormade Sim Max, which will also be on the channel either now or very, very soon. But for now, let's stick to the Sim. And you see, I guess once you get past the new looks, once you get past the new design, once you get past the new colours, I guess there's one real question, isn't there? There's one big question that needs answering. Is it more aerodynamic? Is it faster? Is it what Taylormade claim it is? Because you see guys, the whole idea being that this inertia generator is set at a 20-degree angle, so when you start your downswing, when you're in your downswing, there's a lot less drag, there's a lot more club head speed, and ultimately there's a lot more distance. Nice. So I will be testing this against the M5, I will be testing it against the Sim Max, and I will be testing it against anything which 2020 has to offer, which could be quite interesting. This does sound very loud, but in a kind of good way. It's always funny when you test clubs which are the new version of what you've been using, because you notice little differences, you notice little minute things that if you weren't gaming the M5 for the last 12 months, you probably wouldn't notice. And this definitely sounds different. It sounds a little bit deeper in pitch, if that makes sense. And to me, I quite like that. But again, similar to the name, similar to the colours, it's all subjective, isn't it? Guys, in those comments below, what do we think to the name? What do we think to the colour? What do we think to the design? That's the longest drive I've hit in a long time. It was a very good swing, but that's probably similar numbers to what I was getting in the summer when I was swinging really well. So I know what you're all thinking, apart from this new asymmetric designed inertia generator, what do we have? What do we get? So you see the little blue screws in the face. The little blue screws in the face are to clarify that we do still have speed injector twist face on this driver. We still have the multi-material design with the carbon composite crown and the carbon bottom. We also have the through slot speed pockets, and we still have the inverted cone technology which Taylormade have been putting in their drivers for quite some time now. So generally, it should do everything that the M5 did, but a little bit more, should it? The left one again. Right guys, we're going to hit 3 more shots with this. That's going to round us up to 10. Then we're going to take a look at the numbers, because potentially that's where you guys are going to be most interested. You're going to see how this performs. One thing I have to say I'm not a huge fan of how it looks on the bottom, on the sole. I don't think many people will be. I think a lot of people see the sole of this club and say, ugh, ugh, what have they done? Because that's generally how most people react to things that they haven't seen before and things that seem new. But actually, when you look at the crown, when you look at the top, this thing looks awesome, and for me, that's generally what you spend most of the time looking at. Also what you spend a lot of time looking at. Is the head cover, and I've got to say, I take my hat off to Taylormade, because this is such higher quality than the M5 and M6. They just didn't seem right to me. They felt a little bit cheap, but the Sim head cover, although it's still a boxing glove head cover, looks good and feels much higher quality. So interestingly, this week in Hawaii, Dustin Johnson isn't using the Taylormade Sim. He's using the Taylormade Sim Max. So that's similar to kind of the old school Taylormade M6. Can't believe I'm saying old school Taylormade M6 and the M4 and the M2, where you don't have the movable weights in there. I am reviewing that, like I said earlier, so make sure you check that out, and we also will be doing a big comparison as well. Right, okay guys, speaking of DJ, 2 more shots. Let's try and really get some out there and see what this is made of. Looks good, feels good. Performs pretty good, but how do I get that long one again? How do I get the 280 plus? Last shot, it has been emotional. Guys, also hit those comments below. Who would like to see me test this Taylormade Sim and put the weight in the toe, put it a bit extreme in the heel, and see what the big differences are? Last shot. That's the best strike I've hit. It's another one at 281. It's a little bit left, but I don't care. When you get it, let's take a look. So, dispersion for the Taylormade Sim. If you watch my channel a lot, you'll know that I am struggling with the lefts at the moment. However, I'm really not dissatisfied with, well, there's a few that you really wouldn't want. I can't put that down to the driver. It's, unfortunately, that is pilot error. I do quite like the trajectory. I like how consistent it is. That is very, very consistent. I've got this driver set at 9 degrees, and that generally does seem to work for me. That last shot, really, really enjoyed it. Came across it a little bit, but we've got a lovely spin rate of sub 2000, a ball speed of 158, and a club speed of 106. How does it do on average? So you can see here all the numbers. We have quite a few low numbers. That's, again, just how I'm swinging inconsistently at the moment. But we've got a couple of high ones as well, such as number 6 there, landing 277, finishing 282, ball speed 160, club head speed 106, spinning at 25. Lovely shot. The last one again, 273, 281. Club speed consistently around 106 when I hit my good shot. And generally what I find is when I hit the not so good shot, such as shot number 3, the club head speed actually jumps up to nearly 109. Ball speed drops because I'm not hitting the middle of the face, and spin actually rises. So average numbers, we have an average of 274, average ball speed 156.9, average club head speed 108.9, an average spin of 2,500, which is a wonderful number. So those numbers interest me quite a lot. They interest me a lot in a way that when the club head speed went up, I struggled to hit the middle of the face, the ball speed went down, the spin rate went up, and it actually cost me distance and probably cost me a fairway as well. Overall, I'm impressed with the driver. I'm impressed with what Taylormade are trying to do. I'm impressed with the numbers. Taylormade's motto with this is, we reshape the driver to reshape your game. I think that's probably a little bit much. I can't see it reshaping people's game. I can't see people getting 10, 15, 20 yard gains, but then when would you see that? I don't think we'll ever see that again realistically because of the laws that dictate what the manufacturers can do. Could I game it? Absolutely I could game it. I might go and get fitted for one of these and see just exactly how we can rein that dispersion in, how we can get the right shaft, how we can get the right options. For me, I have gamed this sim with the weight in the standard setting, so could that possibly help if I moved it into the fade bias, if I moved it into the draw bias? Looking at the shots that I've hit there, moving into the draw bias probably wouldn't help, but I think that's the beauty of getting fitted, isn't it? Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. That is Taylormade's brand new offering for 2020, the Sim. Apart from the name, guys, I think it's absolutely brilliant. If you are in the market, guys, for a new driver in 2020, then this is probably on your list, along with maybe some other offerings that manufacturers are bringing out this year. I don't think Taylormade are thinking that people are going to be moving out of the M5 necessarily into the Sim. I think they might be targeting people more in the M1, more in the M3, things like that. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Once again, if you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button below. Leave us a like if you enjoyed that content, and comment below, what do you think of the Taylormade Sim? And apart from that, guys, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.